Class A CDL drivers, excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply right now. Online at CordellTransportation.com. Do it right now. Driven to succeed.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. In Ohio, we're powering America, discovering breakthroughs, driving the future, propelling tomorrow. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Ohio, our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Dayton's radio home for Buckeyes football. 1410 WING. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen A. Smith, and everyone knows my feelings on Cowboys fans. But really, Justin Kenner, you're a Cowboys fan and a Browns fan? Good Lord have mercy. I don't know what the hell to do with y'all. I really don't.
Exactly, Stephen A. He's been here for 10 years, and we're still trying to figure him out. The Justin Kenner Show, weekdays at 3 p.m., right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. You want hot takes?
No, I'm not going to apologize to Ryan Day. Everything we said about Ryan Day up until the playoffs was true.
Not bad. Come on, Kenner. You can do better than that.
To be fair, of all the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow is the least accomplished.
Getting better.
1,000,000%. I 1,000,000% believe that the Dayton Flyers are afraid of the Wright State Raiders. That's why they come up with every excuse in the book not to play them.
There it is. The hottest take of them all. It's the Justin Kenner Show, presented by Frickers, live on 1410 ESPN Radio.
All right, everybody. Happy Monday. It's the Justin Kenner Show, presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun food, sports, and spirits. Of course, I'm Justin Kenner. I hope everybody had a great weekend. A lot to dive into here today. We're still waiting on LeBron to hurry up and make his damn mind up of where he wants to play next season. My goodness. I'm enjoying this a little bit. It's kind of nostalgic with as many times as we've seen these LeBron tours take place. But my goodness, I'm kind of losing patience a little bit. But we'll talk about that coming up here in just a few moments. Well, mercifully, the All-Star break is officially here, which means we are safe from the Reds disappointing us for the next 5 nights. That I'm excited about. But the Reds closed out the first half of the regular season, dropping a series at home against the Chicago Cubs. Things just continue to get worse for the Reds. Now 9 games under 500. They get Hunter Green back, who looked phenomenal over the weekend. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But just the overall airing of grievances when it comes to this Reds team as we finally get to kind of a little bit of a pause and break in the action and to gather our thoughts when it comes to the Cincinnati Reds. It's list season. ESPN, they've been putting out their rankings, ranking running backs, wide receivers, defensive ends, position by position. But the money position was released earlier today, the quarterback position. And Joe Burrow, where he fell on this ranking, it kind of confuses me a little bit. I think that based on their criteria, Joe Burrow should be ranked even lower based on their criteria, not mine. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But I want to open up with this. So to be clear, earlier today, I tweeted this out. And the reason I'm saying this is because Colin Cowherd, was listening to the Herd earlier today, and my topic I wanted to open up the show with today was the topic that he was spending a lot of time on his show. So I wanted to be known that I could prove that I had this planned all out, because about 10 a.m. this morning, I put out this tweet kind of condemning those who like to criticize athletes for chasing championships. Okay. Now, I'm saying this because I just don't want people to think that I stole the topic from Colin, which there's nothing wrong with taking topics from Colin. But I was all excited for this, and then I see his clips all day, and I'm like, well, damn it, that's what I was going to talk about today. But I'm saying this because I thought it was interesting this morning on Sportsmanlike. They were spending a lot of time on dissecting Rich Paul's comments, LeBron's agent, regarding, his. As we're all sitting here waiting for LeBron to make his decision on where he's going to play next season, one thing that Rich Paul was trying to, say over and over and over was that LeBron is not chasing a ring, that he is not chasing championships, right? And I think that's a weird thing to say, because as a LeBron fan myself, I know why he's saying what he's saying, but I disagree. I hate that. I want LeBron to be chasing championships. I want my favorite athletes to be consumed and obsessed with championships. And not to the point to where you're deemed a failure if you don't accomplish said championship or championships, but that should be the ultimate goal, the driving force. Because I know for me as a fan, and I've always said this, I've done this show or been on air for about 12, 13 years now. And I've always said the difference between me and you listening to this show right now is I have this mic in front of me. That's it. Me and you are both fans. I'm not a former professional athlete, okay? I'm not a former reporter. I haven't been in locker rooms to that extent to have reporting history or anything like that. I'm a fan. So where you and I connect is the way we fan, okay? My fandom, okay, I want my team to win. I want the Reds to win a World Series. I want my Browns to win a Super Bowl. I want my Dallas Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. I want my Ohio State Buckeyes to win a national championship. Any team that I'm a fan of, I want that team to win a championship. So I would like my favorite athletes, the athletes that I'm a fan of, I would like to think that for me to, experience that, they need to have that same mindset. So why are we sitting here and constantly, critiquing and ridiculing and criticizing athletes who chase championships? That's what it's all about. So this morning, spending so much time trying to, oh no, LeBron's not chasing championships. Well, then what is he doing? Is he considering Philadelphia, not because he thinks he can win a championship there, but because he's a big fan of Philly cheesesteaks? Like, what is it about Philadelphia? He loves Philadelphia. At least in Los Angeles, if it truly wasn't about chasing championships, he would have just stayed in LA. That's where his family is. That's where it gives him the best opportunity to continue business opportunities, expand his business, this, that, and the other. LA, if you wanted me to believe that he wasn't chasing championships, then LeBron should have stayed his ass in Los Angeles. But he left LA because he didn't feel like him and the franchise were, kind of trending in the same direction. But again, he could still stay in LA, be a Clipper. If it's truly not about championships, just go play for the damn Clippers. Who cares? Bad organization. They'll spend money. They're solid, right? But, they're not a well-run organization, right? So be a Clipper. There's only one team that's still remaining on the list of possibilities that scream he's not chasing a championship, and I think that's Golden State. I think, honestly, if he wants me to believe that he's not chasing a ring, then go play with Steph Curry. Go to Golden State. Be a part of the big geriatric three out there: Steph Curry, LeBron James, and of course Draymond Green. Go be a part of the big geriatric three, right? If you're just tuning in, by the way, it's the Justin Kinner Show, 1410 ESPN Radio. I have a huge problem. Okay. And by the way, so if that's what he does, then I will believe Rich Paul that he's not chasing a ring, but he's interested in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a very good opportunity. He could win a championship there. He's interested in Cleveland. People could sit there, and I've heard, this is where I disagree with Colin and a lot of the national hosts. Like, people forget Cleveland was just in the Eastern Conference Finals. People forget that last year, by Cleveland being knocked out of the playoffs early, that, the fact that last year was considered a disappointing season for the Cavaliers because they didn't accomplish getting to the Eastern Conference. This is a franchise that has Eastern Conference Finals expectations. So by them not getting there the previous season, that was a disappointment. They fell short of expectations. This is a franchise that has built a roster that has put them in position to compete for championships even without LeBron. So it's not just about going back to Cleveland to tug on the heartstrings, and that's where his family is. His family is actually in Los Angeles. Cleveland is a championship contender without LeBron, not a championship favorite. Would be a championship favorite with LeBron. So LeBron going to Philadelphia or going to Cleveland would be him chasing a championship. Now, the point I'm trying to make is I don't mind that. I want that. I don't want, as much as I would enjoy watching him play with Steph Curry and Draymond Green, I don't want him to go to Golden State. I want to see LeBron in either his final year or final 2 years competing for a championship. He's not going to do that at Golden State. So I want him to pursue a championship. I want him to be ring chasing because that's what it's all about. And I have no clue why. And this is where I did not have in my notes, but after listening to Colin's show earlier, it kind of made me think about it a little bit. He's right. Why is it that the NBA is the only professional sports league where we villainize athletes pursuing the best opportunity for them to win? I mean, it's a great point. Shohei Ohtani. All right. We left the Angels. Shohei Ohtani is an ace pitcher and one of your best hitters in your lineup. He's arguably already the best of all time. Already won 2 World Series, probably going to be 3 straight this year, right? Like, Shohei Ohtani chose the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a 90 to 100-plus win team without him, and he chose the Dodgers. No one said Shohei Ohtani was chasing championships. No one said that Shohei Ohtani was ring chasing. Actually, that's not true. People said, that's awesome. The best player in baseball going to the best team in baseball to give him a chance to win a championship. We praised it. Why do we praise that in baseball? Why do we praise it in football? How come, and to have an example that's a little bit more similar to the situation that LeBron is in, look at Tom Brady when he left the New England Patriots, okay? He went to Tampa. Now, Tampa's not a sexy brand. I get that. But he was chasing championships. That's why he forced them to go get Antonio Brown. That's why he forced them to go get Gronk, right? Like, Tom Brady, it was all about chasing a championship. Oh, but it's Tampa. That's not like they had amazing elite wide receivers, great run game. The offensive line was phenomenal and one of the best defenses in the NFL. He was chasing a championship. But we loved that. We wanted that. We didn't say, oh, Tom Brady, he should have gone to a crappy Dolphins team, or he should have gone to a crappy this team or crappy that team. It doesn't make sense. I'll never understand why we have this rule, this unwritten rule for NBA players. LeBron, it seems more so than any, that, oh, you're weak if you chase a championship. I didn't rip Kevin Durant for leaving Oklahoma City because he felt he couldn't win a championship there. Now, I know they've won a championship since, but it was almost a decade after, right? Like, the bottom line is he gave Oklahoma City 9 years, and they made it to a finals. And instead of keeping that finals core intact, they moved on from James Harden. They moved on from Scott Brooks, the head coach. They moved on from Ibaka, and they continued to get worse, right? So I don't blame Kevin Durant for leaving. I didn't like that he went to the Golden State Warriors, but then again, that's what I'm doing, what I'm criticizing. Why don't I like that he went to the Golden State Warriors? That's what Shohei Ohtani did. He went to the Dodgers. He went to a dominant organization. He went to a championship organization. Why didn't we rip Shohei Ohtani? We ripped Kevin Durant. I did it too. I'm guilty of it. We ripped LeBron James from going to Miami, which this was my favorite part about that, by the way. LeBron James took less money. Dwayne Wade took less money. Chris Bosh took less money so that they could all play together. They were sacrificing money so that they could win. They were doing it. It was an unselfish move. But we said, well, that's fine that it's an unselfish move, but you're still weak because you're chasing a championship. Well, duh. If LeBron was ever going to leave Cleveland the first time, it was, of course, to go pursue a championship because he was labeled the chosen one coming out of high school at 18 years old. He was labeled the chosen one. It was already LeBron versus MJ the second. I mean, hell, it wasn't even the second he stepped foot on the NBA floor. It was when he was still running up and down the shot, winning state championships for Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's for the OHSA state championships. I mean, it was already LeBron versus MJ before he even left high school. It was all about championships. And he gave Cleveland 7 years the first time. And they gave him an 85-year-old Ben Wallace, 185-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, Eric Snow. Right? Like these were the guys. Like, I like McGinnis. McGinnis was a solid player, but that's not, oh man, if we just go get McGinnis, we're going to Eastern Conference champions, NBA champions. No. It was all about chasing championships. And this is the other thing that drives me nuts about the MJ conversation. And I don't want to get into that too heavily, but people say, well, MJ didn't have to chase championships. Magic Johnson didn't have to chase championships. Larry Bird didn't have to chase championships. You're right. They didn't. Because their championship roster was already there. And if LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland and never left and never pursued championships, he wouldn't have got a championship or wouldn't have had one anytime soon, and we would have started labeling him a bust. So he stays in Cleveland, he's labeled a bust for not winning championships. He leaves Cleveland to go win championships, and then we label him a bum because he's chasing championships. These guys can't win. These guys can't win. Kevin Durant, 9 years in the NBA with Oklahoma City, lost the NBA Finals. If he stays at OKC and they continue to come up short, he's a bum. He goes to Golden State to chase a championship, gets said championship, gets 2 championships, still feels like he has to validate that championship because, well, he took the easy way. Shohei Ohtani just won back-to-back World Series. Are we saying about him that, well, he needs to leave the Dodgers and go win a World Series with another team, and that World Series will count? Hell no. We don't do that. Why do we do that? Tom Brady left the Patriots, pursued and chased a championship, went to the Buccaneers, won one, and we think that one's almost as impressive as anyone he won in New England because of his age and how late into his career he did it. It's the same thing with LeBron, but everyone is waiting to find the negative of LeBron's decision whenever that time comes. I'm Justin Kinner. It's the Justin Kinner Show right here on 1410 ESPN Radio, 937-518-1410. Why do we sit here and criticize athletes for chasing championships? Like I said earlier, I put this out on Twitter. I hate that we have villainized athletes chasing championships. That's the whole purpose of sports. And don't give me the old bumper sticker. No, it's about having fun and creating lifelong relationships and, creating a new brotherhood and blah, 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 blah. No, it's about championships. The people who say that are people who weren't fortunate to win championships. It's about championships. I do believe LeBron is chasing a championship, and he should be. Cleveland gives him a chance to win a championship. Philadelphia gives him a chance to win a championship. I don't know about Miami. I think they'll be a contender. I just don't think that the odds will be high. I think Miami, they'll be solid. And Golden State will be fun. I don't think they're winning a championship there either. He should be chasing a championship. To me, I think it's a bigger problem. People who think that the NBA players pursuing championships is wrong. To me, I think anytime you have an athlete that's not pursuing championships, I have a much bigger problem with that than this idea that LeBron is taking the easy way out because at 40 plus years old, after 24 years in the league, he's chasing championships and going to ride the coattails. Stop. LeBron's going to be the final piece, whether it be in Philadelphia or Cleveland, when it comes to championship aspirations. I'm Justin Kinner. It's the Justin Kinner Show, 937-518-1410. Why do we vilify NBA players when they chase championships? Isn't that what you want from your best player? Isn't that what you want your teams? Like when teams go get the best, how come we didn't say, the Dodgers got Shohei Ohtani because they're chasing championships? Now, technically the Dodgers do get vilified because they just continuously spend. But, if the Reds would have got Kyle Schwarber in the offseason, we wouldn't have said, there's the Reds trying to pursue the playoffs, loser organization. You should try to make the playoffs with the bums you have and stop adding good play. Basketball, NBA fandom doesn't make any sense to me. 937-518-1410. Why is it that the NBA is the only sport that we villainize chasing championships? 937-518-1410. Text or call. We'll be right back.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Does your home need a new heating and cooling system? Call William Brockman & Sons Heating and Air Conditioning. For a limited time, purchase a new qualifying Lennox system for up to $1,300 in rebates, or qualified buyers make equal payments, incur no interest for 60 months when financing a new Lennox system. Contact William Brockman & Sons Heating and Air Conditioning at 937-222-8638 or DaytonHeatingandCooling.com today. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Ohio license number 14911.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in D.C.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Justin Kinner Show. Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. The Home Run Derby is tonight, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions regarding where you can watch it. It's on Netflix. Some people are very upset about that. I don't know why we keep doing this thing where we pretend to be outraged, but can you believe? I mean, this has been a few years now. There's Amazon Prime exclusive NFL games. There's Amazon Prime exclusive NBA games. Thursday Night Football, you got to watch on Peacock, right? Or I believe, is it still Peacock? Whatever it is. Like, this isn't new. All right, if you're a WWE fan, you've got to watch all your, your pay-per-views and your Monday Night Raws on Netflix. How many years into this, trend of everything being, on exclusive streaming platforms, how many years in a row are we going to pretend to be outraged that the Home Run Derby tonight is on Netflix? Come on. How many, every day you show up to work, someone at your office is talking about, hey, you got to check out this show on Netflix. Hey, have you seen the show on Netflix? Hey, the show on Netflix. Hey, me and the wife. Hey, me and the husband. Hey, me and so-and-so. Hey, we obsessed with the show on Netflix. You got to check it out. Hey, you going to watch the Home Run Derby tonight? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. It's on Netflix. On Netflix? They're making us watch it on Netflix? Like, come on. Why do we got to pretend to be outraged by everything? The Home Run Derby is on Netflix tonight. Yes. And I don't know why we got to do this thing where we pretend to be shocked that as the world evolves and dollars evolve and streaming platforms evolve, that yes, there is only one spot to watch the Home Run Derby tonight, and that's on Netflix. So we'll talk more about the Home Run Derby more coming up here in just a little bit. But we welcome you back again. It's the Justin Kinner Show, presented by Frickers. Opened up talking about, I was watching Unsportsmanlike and listening to Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio this morning, and they were just debating whether they believe LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, that LeBron is not chasing a championship. And I just thought it was a weird thing for an agent to sound defensive of, oh, no, my client is not chasing a championship. What? The fact that we have, the fact that sports fans in America have been so critical of LeBron that he is almost defensive of chasing a championship, when the whole reason that more than probably 95% of anti-LeBroners in the country don't like LeBron is because, well, he doesn't have as many championships as Michael Jordan. He's a bum. What's LeBron doing? Oh, he's chasing championships. Oh, what a bum. Of course he's chasing championships. Michael Jordan didn't have to chase championships. You're right. Michael Jordan did not have to chase championships. Let me ask you, if the Bulls never went and got, Phil Jackson to be their head coach, if they never would have landed Scottie Pippen, if they weren't aggressive and the right moves that they made in free agency, how long do you think Michael Jordan would have been content in Chicago? I'll wait. Sometimes the Bulls deserve a lot of credit for building the dynasty around Michael Jordan. The Bulls did a very good job. And now, to be fair, it's not as if the Bulls have been a great organization since he left. They haven't been. But during that time, the Bulls made all the right moves. They made the right moves in free agency, all right, in their decision to bring in Phil Jackson, in the roster construction, right, the aggressiveness to go get a Dennis Rodman. All right. The way that Scottie Pippen, they worked out the deal with Scottie Pippen. They negotiated with Scottie Pippen. They got Scottie Pippen on a very team-friendly deal that allowed them to have money to go out and continue to pursue some big-time free agents and tools that allowed them to be successful with MJ. And let's not forget, even in the seasons that MJ needed a break, they were still successful even without MJ in that little stretch as well. So let's not sit here and act like MJ was just playing with a bunch of scrubs and a bunch of nobodies. That wasn't true at all. All right. And this isn't LeBron plays with superstars. MJ did it. No, Michael Jordan played on a phenomenal dynasty team in the 90s, and he was the face of it, no doubt. But MJ was never put in a position where he had to leave Chicago, where he had to think about leaving Chicago, right? And to be honest, all right, and, when he retired in the late 90s, I watched the documentary, okay? He talked about it. There was a lot of talk about, well, he didn't want to continue playing if Phil wasn't there. All right. And they were going to be moving on from Scottie Pippen. He didn't want to play in Chicago without Scottie Pippen, and he didn't want to play in Chicago without Phil Jackson. Well, gee, I wonder why. And I'm not anti-Michael Jordan. I'm not even saying that was the wrong choice. I had no problem with him retiring. And okay, it's run its course. That's why the second that there was rumblings of Steve Kerr potentially leaving as head coach of the Golden State Warriors, and no more Klay Thompson, and that the Golden State Warriors dynasty is over. That's why everyone started looking at Steph Curry. What's he going to do? Is he going to push his way out? Is he going to want to go play somewhere else? He was content with staying, but that's not always the normal thing. Like MJ was right for wanting to retire. It wasn't him returning to play for the same Bulls organization. It was the last dance. It was called that for a reason. But my point is people act like LeBron, who could have won a championship in Cleveland, decided, I don't want to win a championship here. I want to go win a championship over there. He couldn't win a championship in Cleveland. They were giving him Eric Snow. They were giving him Ben Wallace. They were giving him Shaquille O'Neal. No one in their primes, by the way. They were giving him McGinnis, right? I did like the Larry Hughes edition. I think that was a good edition. But, what are we doing here? The Cavs were not making serious championship contending moves. You guys remember that? Oh, look, the Boston Celtics, they're keeping Paul Pierce. There was rumors of moving on from Paul Pierce, but they're keeping Paul Pierce. They're adding Ray Allen, and they're adding Kevin Garnett. All right, Cavs, what are you doing? Oh, yeah? Well, we're going to take your Ray Allen, and we're going to raise you an Eric Snow. Score. No wonder LeBron left. I don't blame him for leaving, because if he would have stayed and continued not winning championships in Cleveland, you would have said, well, see, he's a bum. The chosen one can't even win a championship. He's no MJ. MJ would have won a championship, as if we, just seem to erase the history of how many straight years in the NBA did Michael fail before winning a championship. But that's besides the point. 7 years is what he gave the Cleveland Cavaliers. They didn't get it done. Oh, so he took the easy way. He chased a championship. Yes, he went to Miami to play with his best friend, and he took less money to do it, sacrificed money, because, by the way, around that same time, the criticism of NBA players is all they care about is money. Think about when Carmelo Anthony went to the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony could have pursued a championship and went to go play, for less money and played with better talent around him. No, he went to New York, took every dollar that came to him. And the biggest highlight of success that he had was during the Linsanity era. What do we always move in the goalposts with NBA players? If they chase the money, they're bums. Remember Kobe? Now, Kobe, since his passing, we've put a little bubble around conversations with Kobe that you can't criticize Kobe or anything. I'm not really criticizing him here, but let's not forget that in Kobe's final couple years in LA, although people enjoyed watching Kobe's final couple years in LA because Kobe was the only good thing to watch about LA was as bad as they were because of Kobe, because Kobe said, I'm going to take every dollar that's coming to me, and they had no money to put pieces around him. He earned that money, don't get me wrong. But people were critical of Kobe, saying, oh, Kobe, he's taking his foot off the gas. It's no longer about winning. He just wants money, yada, yada. Fans were critical of Kobe during that stretch. So when you have a player like Kobe doing that, you criticize him. All he cares about is money. And then when athletes take less money, I don't know if you guys saw this today, but Wembanyama took $50 million less over the span of his 5-year contract to allow the Spurs to continue to keep talent around him. Now people are saying that's a bad precedent to set for Wembanyama. That's a bad precedent for the NBA. And I'm like, these guys can't win for nothing. If they take every dollar coming to them, you criticize them. If they take less money, like Brunson did with New York that led to a championship, Wembanyama saw that. He took less money. They see it. Technically, Donovan Mitchell, who has one of the highest paid contracts in the NBA, technically did take less money by signing this summer as opposed to next summer. There's a trend around the NBA of athletes taking less money to allow their organizations to have more money to spend to fill out the roster. So it used to be that NBA athletes are selfish. They're taking every dollar that's coming to them. They're selfish. Now they're taking less money. Now we're being critical. Athletes stay with their team that drafts them and they don't win championships. We call them bums because they're not accomplishing what, we had thought that their careers would turn out to. Kevin Durant, 9 years at Oklahoma City, didn't win a championship and people started calling him a bum and he started to feel that pressure. So what did he do? He chased a championship, went to Golden State, won a couple. LeBron felt the pressure of being the chosen one while he was at Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's in high school here in the state of Ohio, already labeled the chosen one 7 years into his NBA career. That's a long time. 7 years into his NBA career, hadn't won a championship and didn't feel confident that the Cavs were going to make the right moves to win a championship with them. So he went somewhere else where he felt confident he could. You were going to criticize him if he stayed in Cleveland and continued not winning championships, and then you criticized him because he pursued championships. These guys can't win. They cannot win. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. I don't know why we have these set of rules for NBA players, but not for any other league. Shohei Ohtani went to a dominant Dodgers organization. He could have gone anywhere else. He could have gone and played for he could have, you know what I mean? Like he picked Los Angeles and he picked the Dodgers. No one said, no one questioned his sports integrity. No one questioned whether he was a true competitor or not. Everyone said, that's the right move. The Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani, that's the right move for Shohei. Well, if LeBron, when he went to the Los Angeles Lakers, how come that wasn't the right move for him? He won a championship. Miami, how come that wasn't the right move for him? He won 2 championships. Cleveland, when he returned to Cleveland the first time, why was that, the wrong move for him? He's going to play with Kyrie Irving and going to play with Kevin Love and blah, blah, blah. Why was that not the right move for him? He won championships. Just like Shohei made the right move for him to win championships. Why is it that when NBA players do it, we discredit it? I don't like that. I don't think it makes any sense. When did pursuing championships be considered a bad thing? Tom Brady, when his time in New England was up, did you want Tom Brady just to go find where his best friends play and just go play on a bad team, or go to the best spot possible to put him in position to win? Guess what he did? He pursued a championship. He was ring chasing. Even at 40 years old, Tom Brady was ring chasing. He went to the Tampa Bay. He went to Tampa, played with, of course, he gets Gronk. He's playing with Gronk. He's playing with Antonio Brown that did blow up in his face, but they won a Super Bowl. No one in fact, you can argue that the Tom Brady Super Bowl in Tampa was probably one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive Super Bowl of his entire career. Why? Because at his age, to leave New England, where some people were saying, is it the dynasty? Is it New England, the organization, or is it Tom Brady? Tom Brady said it's all of it, yes, but it's also me, and he proved it by going to Tampa and winning a Super Bowl there at 40 years old, right? But no one said, oh man, he's chasing Super Bowls. What a bum. So LeBron, everyone criticizing him, questioning whether or not he's pursuing championships, chasing championships. Please chase championships. Don't go hang out with your buddies on Golden State. Don't go hang out with Steph Curry and Draymond. You want to hang out with them? You're hanging out with them. I see all over social media. He's out golfing with Draymond. He's out doing this. Good. Continue to hang out with them. Continue to play golf with them. Continue to go to concerts with them. Do your thing. But chase championships. Come to Cleveland and chase a championship. Go to Philadelphia. I want him in Cleveland. If he goes to Philadelphia, it makes sense. Philadelphia, even if Joel Embiid, I'm one of those. I don't trust Joel Embiid, but honestly, Philadelphia without Joel Embiid, still pretty damn good. And LeBron is why they would still be pretty damn good even without Joel Embiid. But I like Philadelphia, especially after going to get Jaylen Brown. If the Philadelphia adds Jaylen Brown with Maxey and LeBron, I'm sorry, why wouldn't he go there? Go chase a championship. I want him in Cleveland. And I think the two best ring-chasing opportunities, Philadelphia, Cleveland. Go to either of those two. Yes, for Cleveland, because That was the team I loved growing up, more so because of LeBron. It's not like I'm a diehard Cavs fan, but all my memories of the NBA being, I fell in love with the NBA, following LeBron's career, from the state of Ohio. I remember going to the Shot, remember going to watch LeBron at the Schottenstein Center, in state championship games. From where I'm from, a couple hours up north, it was such a big deal when they were playing teams like Ottawa Glandorf, right? Like sing, like that was crazy to me. Like that was a big deal. When at UD Arena, when Dayton and Dayton played Kettering. All right. When Dayton and Kettering played, when Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, all right, played. It was unbelievable at UD Arena. That was cool. Like a lot of you guys remember that too, if you're probably my age. Seeing LeBron go up against one of your local schools here at UD Arena. Those memories, like all of that matters. Come back to Cleveland. I'm fine with it. Go to Philadelphia. I'm fine with it. There's the emotional stuff with Cleveland, yes, but Cleveland does give them a chance to win a championship. So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. But stop it with these separate set of rules for NBA players where we criticize them for chasing championships. Yes, chase a championship, pursue championships. Show that you're that you are the ultimate uber competitor that wants to do everything you can to still win championships, even at this age. LeBron has accomplished it all. MVPs, finals MVPs, 4 NBA championships. I'm glad to see that LeBron is still sitting back and saying, man, I've accomplished everything. And that he's still sitting back saying, where can I go to win the championship? To me, that is way better than the way Kobe ended his career in Los Angeles. I don't know why we praise that. It's way better. Go get those championships. I wish Kobe would have left LA and would have went to take his talent somewhere where he could have teamed up with somebody and try to win another championship. He would have deserved that. I love the fact that Shaquille O'Neal, the dominant big that he was pursuing championships as deep into his career as he could. Whether it was going to play with 2-time MVP Steve Nash in Phoenix, whether it was to go to the Boston Celtics and try to get a championship with them, whether it was to go play with LeBron and try to win a championship with him, it was all about chasing championships. And that's what it should be. It should be about championships, more championships. So I'm not going to vilify. LeBron, please go pursue a championship. Chase a championship. Because I think that's way better than being a fan of an athlete who doesn't have a competitive bone in his body. That's way better to me. If an athlete's main goal is not to win a championship, I don't know how you could be a fan of that athlete. Just can't. Damon, I'm going to read your stuff during this break. I see some texts coming in. 937-518-1410. That's the number that you can text or call. I am curious your guys' thoughts on this particular matter. I do want to get into the home run derby that's taking place later on tonight. And then I want to talk some Reds coming up around the corner as well. It's the Justin Kinner Show presented by Frickers. Frickers, your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. One more time, that number, 937-518-1410. We'll be right back.
Swing by Frickers today and treat yourself to our irresistible ribs and chunks special. Enjoy tender, saucy ribs grilled to perfection, paired with your choice of frickin' chicken chunks, boneless wings, or traditional wings, plus homemade slaw, your favorite side, and a roll, all for just $16.99. Don't forget, kids eat free all day, every day at Frickers. So bring the whole family for great food, family fun, and all the sports action you crave. At your home for fun, food, sports, and spirits, Frickers.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. No takers? Yeah, didn't think so. Ongoing pain makes you feel older than you are. But here's the good news. QC Kinetic patients here in Dayton are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. The QC Kinetic medical professionals use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science, treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body, concentrate them right where you need relief. That's how Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Patrick's golf game is on fire again. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. No pain. All real QC Kinetic patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases and the sooner joint damage slows down. Because no one signs up for feeling older faster. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetic regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is free. 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325.
Star City Concrete is the Miami Valley's most trusted concrete company, offering unparalleled services as a local family-owned business celebrating 20 years. We offer residential and commercial driveways, patios, walkways, steps, barn floors, slabs, foundations, and much more. Star City Concrete takes pride in delivering exceptional quality in every project. Our professional team understands that needs are unique, so we offer personalized solutions that stand the test of time. Contact us today for a quote at StarCityConcreteLLC.com. You'll be glad you did.
Trampled by turtles. Live in Dayton for one night only. Friday, July 17th. At Rose Music Center at the Heights with special guests Richie Mitch and the Coal Miners. Tickets starting at only $24 are on sale at Ticketmaster.com and Rose Music Center box office. Don't miss Trampled by Turtles live in concert at Rose Music Center Friday, July 17th.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this waterman is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a guide for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Now, back to the Justin Kinner Show, right here on ESPN Dayton, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, and we are back. It's the Justin Kinner Show here on a Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Why is it in the NBA we vilify NBA athletes for chasing championships, but we celebrate it when other athletes in other sports do it? We celebrate Shohei Ohtani pursuing championships with the Dodgers when he left the Angels, right? Why didn't we vilify him? Why did we not vilify Tom Brady when he left the Patriots and was at his age chasing a championship? I mean, can you believe that bum? He went to an organization that had great wide receivers, a great offensive line, great defense, and a run game. Can you believe that bum was chasing champ? No, we celebrated that. So why is it that I'm tuning into ESPN Radio and other and other sports talk shows, regardless of network, and we're literally debating whether LeBron, it's weak to chase a championship? No, I actually think it's the opposite of weak. I think at his age, after he's accomplished literally everything, 4 NBA championships, multiple finals MVPs, multiple MVPs. In fact, he's played for 3 different organizations and has brought a championship to each organization. The guy that has literally accomplished it all, about to enter year 24 in the league. And we're sitting here saying it's wrong that after all of the mileage on his body that he still has that intensity, that drive to pursue championships. I can't believe that we are vilifying that. It doesn't make any sense. Damon Hahn is watching on the Justin Kinner Show Facebook page. He says, I think that the reason basketball players are criticized more than other sports is because the NBA feels more of a single star driven league than the others. First of all, you're not wrong. I agree. I think that that's what the perception is. I think that thinking is wrong. I agree with you, Damon, that that's what people think. The problem is, if that's the case, if it's such an individual-driven sport, then why is it LeBron had to leave Cleveland the first time to go win a championship? Because the Cavs had LeBron for 7 years, and they weren't putting the right pieces around him. Why did MJ fail for years and years and years in Chicago? Oh, it's because they needed to put the right pieces around him. Why is it that Shohei Ohtani couldn't win when he was with the Angels, but all of a sudden can't stop winning now that he's with the Dodgers? It's because the right pieces are around him. I agree with you, but this idea like that these players are so great that's why these teams win, except the teams that they left originally to pursue the winning. I'm with you. I agree with you. I just think that thinking is wrong as far as that's concerned. Damon continued on. Another response from Damon. Damon, thank you. He says, this feeling allows people to hate on the players themselves instead of the team. As a Bengals fan, I love to hate on the Steelers. In the NBA, I don't hate on any one team. I just like to hate on SGA. And that's another thing, too, is in the NBA, like I think I said this earlier, I grew up a Cavaliers fan because LeBron was there, but I was more of a LeBron fan. And then I was obsessed with the Heat, and I wasn't a Heat fan. I'll never say, oh, who's your NBA team? Oh, Miami Heat. No, because the second LeBron bounced, I didn't care about the Miami Heat. right? And then the Lakers. I mean, I was a Lakers fan growing up. I was a big Kobe and Shaq fan, a big Kobe fan, but I was a big Kobe and Shaq fan. I was a big Kobe fan, big LeBron fan. So, of course, I was diving into the Lakers, and I'm going to be a big Sixers fan now. I'm going to be going back to my roots as a Cavaliers fan, or if he ends up in Miami, I'll put my Miami hat back on, whatever. The bottom line is that is the difference as well. I don't think that, the Dodgers have such a strong fan base. The Reds have such a strong fan base, whether you're a good organization or a bad organization. There's a lot of rich history that comes with that. I think that the fandom and the emotional connection that fans have with their MLB team and an NFL team is a little bit different than the NBA. I'm not saying there's not diehard Knicks fans or, Lakers fans, this, that, and the other, but I have a hard time believing that there are diehard Cavalier fans. And if you are a diehard Cavaliers fan, it's probably because of LeBron more than anything. But there you go. All right. So coming up later on tonight, the MLB, Major League Baseball's All-Star, or the Home Run Derby. It's the All-Star break. It's finally here. And I love the Home Run Derby. The only thing I get annoyed with the Derby is they finally found a pace and made it to where fans loved it. All fans do is talk about how much they love the new rules of the Home Run Derby the last couple of years. But because the players complained about it, guess what? I love baseball. I do. I want to love I do love baseball. But I hate that we villainize NBA stars. NBA stars are the stars that drive the league. Baseball and NBA stars and that connection with them. Baseball players, I don't feel like there is so much conflict of interest with what the players want versus what's best for the fans. And before I have to hear the lame stuff of, well, if it wasn't for the stars, the fans would have nothing to be a fan of. But without the fans, you would have no money to make, no sport to play, and you would just have to be swinging a bat at your local church league. What the fans want matters. And Rob Manfred has figured that out over the last 5-6 years, and that's why baseball has been booming again. But every time I hear baseball players talk, current baseball players talk, I just realize how disconnected they are from their fans. It drives me absolutely up the wall. If you think back to last year's All-Star game when Rob Manfred showed up in the National League All-Stars dugout, and there was a lot of news and headlines made because you had Bryce Harper look at Rob Manfred and say, "Get the F out of our clubhouse." And for whatever reason, there were some fans who were happy about that. Yeah, Rob Manfred's the worst. Rob Manfred's the worst. I'm like, you guys are too silly to even understand that Rob Manfred has your best interest at heart, not Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper and all the players, they are adamantly against a salary cap. They are automatic, it may not be against a floor, but with the floor comes the ceiling, and they don't want the ceiling. So all they care about is how this proposal from baseball in recent years it's a slap in the face to fans. No, it's not. It's not a slap in the face to fans who want their teams outside of just your bigger markets to actually have a chance to go out and compete and win World Series. So the disconnect between Bryce Harper and the stars of baseball and their fans is so wide, in my opinion. We finally had a home run derby format that had fans tuning in. It was one of the most exciting formats for the home run derby, and people cared about it. Hell, you didn't even have the biggest names in baseball in the home run derby, and people were still very entertained by it because of that. Well, because enough players complained about the format, they didn't like it, baseball had to change it up. ESPN's Jeff Passan was on doing his rounds earlier today saying he's not a fan of the home run derby format. This was on ESPN's First Take earlier today. Round one, you get 20 swings, 4 batters with the most home runs advance to the semifinals. In round two, you only get 15 swings, players seeded based on the first home run totals. And then in the finals, you get 15 of those. So in the first round, all 8 hitters will bat in order, which will be laid out by Major League Baseball. Okay. In the first round, 20 swings to hit as many home runs. If a player hits a home run with his last swing using the magenta ball, you'll continue to swing until making an out. Top 4 hitters advance, yada, yada, yada. Now, second round, new order based on most home runs from the first round. 1 seed versus the 4, 3 versus the 2. Each of those will get 15 swings. Now, again, I'm explaining this. And it's just one of those where they had to change it because the players didn't like the previous format. And the previous format had the timer on there, and it was quicker and it was faster paced. And that's what baseball has benefited from. I mean, we're talking about the home run derby, yes, but baseball as a whole has benefited from pitch clocks, right? And just kind of keeping the sport moving a little bit. So, now there was pressure to swing and players didn't like it. Players didn't care that fans liked it. Players didn't like it, so they were forced to change it. So there's no more timer. There's no more, whatever. So I'm not a fan of that. I liked the timer. I liked when that was added. But again, it's just another example of players complaining, and it's like, who cares that the ratings were showing that the fans liked it because the players didn't like it? We got to stop it. Who cares that fans are clamoring for a salary cap so that, players could be dispersed throughout the league and we could share the wealth a little bit as fans, because the fans are actually what matters. Who cares about that? Bryce Harper tells the commissioner to get the F out of my clubhouse because he might do something that will be best for the fans, but F the fans, right? F the fans, right? Like that's Bryce Harper and Major League Baseball players' viewpoint of this. So this is my problem with baseball. As much as I've loved the growth of baseball over the last couple of years and the popularity of it, I mean, attendance is up, ratings are up, there's parity around the league, ballpark attendance, jersey sales, everything is through the roof, and it's because of Rob Manfred. But the players, it's like every time the fans say we like something, the players come out and say we don't like it. Baseball is, they're putting their thumb on us, they're controlling us, they're this, they're that. I don't know what to say. Now, I'm not dying on the hill about the home run derby tonight. I don't think that the changing up these rules is as big of a deal as what some are making it out to be. But I do think it's another example of, the players don't like, the fans like it, but the players don't, so we got to change it. The fans want a salary cap, but the players don't. So, forget it, fans. You're not going to like it. It's never about the fans. The NBA, as much as I criticize them, they are constantly trying to find ways to keep the fans entertained while also appeasing the players. There's at least a balance. I don't think that there's a balance. Like, the players don't care about the balance when it comes to that. And I honestly think that's what has hurt the NBA so much as well, is because there's the disconnect between today's NBA athletes, NBA players, and the fans. I think we're slowly going to start seeing that same disconnect with current Major League Baseball players, the more boisterous that they become and constantly complain. Everything that they say they don't like is exactly what the fans are saying that they want. And it's just constant. It's over and over and over. The home run derby lineup is this for tonight. I mean, again, we can't get away from this name, Reds fans. Kyle Schwarber. Where's Eugenio Suarez, who had 29 home runs at the All-Star break last year? I think he has like 11 now. His bat was heating up over the weekend, so there's that. But the Kyle Schwarber thing is always like, he is always going to be a constant reminder. I think that this was the fork in the road offseason for the Reds, and having Kyle Schwarber, I don't know what Kyle Schwarber would have meant for the Reds win-loss total. I don't know what it would have meant for their, how many games back they are in the division and the wild card. But as far as vibes go, the front office going to get the number one free agent last year who wanted to be a Red would have totally just changed the direction and the vibe of the Cincinnati Reds. And so here we are. Reds are in last place, double digits out in the division, almost double digits out in the wild card. Trade deadline coming up. We're not even excited that Hunter Green is back and looked phenomenal over the weekend. Not excited that Ellie is, which is kind of crazy. I think Ellie's having the best season he's ever had as a Red, and he's not an all-star because he missed a month due to an injury, which is strange to me. But like all these things that we should feel good about. Chase Burns is a dude, right? Like he looks the part. I know he's kind of fallen off a little bit, and I know he's injured and all this, but there's so many things to feel. Sal Stewart is unbelievable. I mean, he has the most home runs. He has the most home runs as a rookie at the All-Star break for Red since, 50, 60, 70 plus years ago. I mean, that's the type of season that he's having. Beating, surpassing Frank Robinson for that. Like, there's so many positive talking points with this team, but we can't enjoy it because Reds in last place, all these things. And here's Kyle Schwarber. For $5 million more per season, the Reds could have had Kyle Schwarber. The Reds could have had the, home run leader at the break. They could have had one of the faces of baseball hitting in the home run derby tonight had they just pulled the trigger on it. But instead, you're one of the worst offensive teams in baseball. Can't produce runs. One of the worst hitting teams in baseball. You can't get wins. You're not interesting. You're a major disappointment. And you're sitting at home, and Reds fans going to tune into the home run derby tonight, and there he is, Kyle Schwarber. You can't escape him. But Kyle Schwarber in there, obviously Bryce Harper in there. That's pretty exciting as far as that goes. And I think, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, they're the first teammates to participate in the same derby in their home ballpark since Stanton and Bauer back in 2017. So it's been a minute since then, as far as that goes. And this was crazy. This popped up in my memories. How about Todd Frazier? I always talk about the All-Star game in Cincinnati as if it was a few years ago. Do you guys do that as well? Do you guys feel like the All-Star game in Cincinnati was, oh yeah, that was just a few years ago? No, it's 2026. That was 2015. That was a decade ago. But it's wild. I saw that the Reds shared it today. Some highlights of Todd Frazier winning the home run derby in front of the hometown crowd at Great American Ballpark. And when I saw that it was July 13th, 2015, I was like, my goodness. I don't know why. And I don't know about you guys. I always feel like, that was just a few years ago. No, that was 11 years ago. 11 years ago tonight. So, but yeah, watching, I have it pulled up in the studio now, watching it and just getting goosebumps, just seeing the crowd. That's the last time I think that Reds fans had that much fun at Great American Ballpark. Cool, but kind of sad at the same time. I'm Justin Kinner. It's the Justin Kinner Show right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. 937-518-1410. That's the number that you could text or call. We'll be right back.